According to John Locke, children are born as a blank slate, tabula rasa. This means they are born without knowledge. Everything they learn comes from experience and observation. Therefore, education plays a very important role in shaping both the mind and the character of child. He believed that learning should be useful and practical for daily life, not just memorizing facts. Students should learn from real life experiences. Teachers should guide them with gentle instruction and positive discipline instead of harsh punishment. Based on Locke's view, education should help students build good habits and self-discipline, develop more values and responsibilities, encourage reason and logical thinking. The main goal of education is to prepare students to become a rational individual, independent learners, and responsible member of society. In conclusion, John Locke believed that education is not only about gaining knowledge, but also about forming good character and preparing students to live wisely and responsibility in society.
Our curriculum is inspired by John Locke and ancient Rome education. First, we focus on English language skills such as speaking, listening, reading, and writing. We also include basic Latin to reflect ancient Rome practice. Next, we develop communication skills through public speaking, presentation, and debate because rhetoric was important in ancient Rome. We also emphasize moral values like discipline and respect, as John Locke believed education should build good character. Finally, we use experiential learning such as role-play and discussion because students learn best through experience. Overall, our curriculum combines historical practice with modern TESOL needs.
So, I'm sure by now the parents are wondering how the Heritage Academy execute our teaching methods. So, our first teaching method that we practice here in Heritage Academy is first experiential civic learning. So, in this method, students will learn by doing real-life tasks. For example, they will join debates, they will have mock Senate meetings, and also will be joining a community service. This method actually reflects on Roman civic duty and Locke's idea that children should learn through experience. Our next teaching method here in Heritage Academy is hands-on practical learning. So for hands-on practical learning, this is also Locke's idea that children should learn through sensory. And for this teaching method, we will make the students do activities such as farming simulation, building architecture models, and also law-making projects. And our third method, which is I think which I think is something that is special about our school, is we practice mentor apprentice guidance, which literally means the teacher will act as a mentor that guides the children's personal growth. Instead of telling them not to do this, not to do that, the teacher will actually guide them through the experience and will let them explore what they wanted to explore. In this method, this actually aligns with Locke's belief, where he believed that gentle guidance works better than giving the children harsh punishments. So parents, I think this is very important to the parents that actually very scared on how their kids are going to be guided in this school. So do not worry, the teachers here are very welcoming, are very supportive, and we will let the kids learn what they want to learn, and we will guide them through the way.
Next is inclusivity. Our school strongly emphasizes inclusivity for students. Inclusivity is important for us, for students, to feel respected and welcome in our school so they can learn without feeling any insecurities. This is because our school did not expect students to fit in one standard. Instead, our school adapts their students with environment, teaching methods, and policies to meet the diverse needs. There is 5 types of inclusivity. The first one is cultural background. An inclusive school, like our school, respect and celebrate every student from various cultural backgrounds. For example, the school might organize multicultural days where students share traditional food or traditional events in school. This is not just respect, but it is open a way for students to learn about other traditional attire, other traditional history. Our teachers are also highly trained to avoid stereotype. This is for student mental well-being, and also they feel respected and doesn't feel like they get left out by others. Number 2 is religion. In an inclusive environment, students from different religions are respected. Our school provides prayer space for students from every religion. If there are any activity that involve religions or something that might be sensitive for students or maybe their religions, they can choose not to get involved in that activity in order for them to respect their religions, and our school respect their decision too, and they can make their own decision. For the third one is socio-economic status. Our school strongly understand that not all students come from rich family or financially stable background. So we take action by giving them free meals program during lunch hour and give them free textbook throughout their year, and then they can give it back for other students to also use it. And they can also access devices at school such as computer or tablet that the school already provided. Our teacher also avoid activities that require a high financial limitation. This is because they need to know the sensitivity for students who cannot afford the prices to do the activity. The next one is language. Since students come from many different backgrounds, they might have their own mother tongue or their own language that they speak at home. So when they come to school, teacher need to expect that they cannot fully understand what we're talking. So we need to approach them in the most comfortable and the most approachable ways. For example, our school provide the bilingual support. Not just that, our school also provide additional tutoring for students who cannot really understand or students that take times to understand certain subject because of the language barrier. Our teacher take action by talk and have conversation in simple and clear instruction to encourage the student to learn slowly, but they gain something from the lesson. And the last one, physical and mental abilities. Our school really plays big attention for students with physical abilities. For example, for physical education classes, the students with physical abilities also can get involved, but maybe our teacher provide them other activities that they can get involved. And also the activity are surely safe for them and doesn't dangerous. And that is for physical abilities. And for learning disabilities like ADHD, autism, or other mental health condition, we provide them an extra time for every task that they need to do, so they can slowly adapt with the task and take time for them to progress with their work. We also create individualized education because we want to focus on them so that they don't get left out. The school counselors also plays a big role to support them emotionally and mentally, also their psychological well-being.
For my part, I will explain the environment and architecture of our school design, which is inspired by ancient Rome and educational ideas of John Locke. The physical environment of a school plays an important role in shaping students' behavior disciplines and learning habits. In both Roman education and Locke's philosophy, the learning space is not just a building, but a tool to form character and create meaningful learning. First, our school includes open-air learning spaces. In ancient Rome, teaching and learning often took place in open public areas rather than enclosed classrooms. This idea connects closely with John Locke's belief that education should support both physical health and mental development, often described as a sound mind in a sound body. By learning in open-air environment, students are encouraged to stay active, alert, and engaged. These spaces also promote discussion, interaction, and confidence, which are especially important in TESOL, where students need opportunity to speak and communicate naturally. Next, the school is designed around a forum-style central courtyard. In Roman society, the forum was the center of civic life, where people gathered to debate, deliver speeches, and exchange ideas. In our school, these courtyards function as a space for debates, oral presentation, group discussion, and language activities. This environment helps students to practice public speaking, argumentation, and communication skills, which were central to Roman education and are still essential in modern English language learning. Moving on to the classroom design, our school used basilica-inspired classrooms. Roman basilicas were large, structured halls used for teaching, legal matters, and public speaking. Similarly, these classrooms allow for clear instruction, teacher guidance, and presentation-based learning. This reflects the Roman emphasis on rhetoric and oratory, as well as Luke's belief that students learn best through structured guidance, repetition, and practical experience rather than abstract memorization. In addition, the school features column walkways connecting different learning spaces. In Roman architecture, columns symbolize order, discipline, and stability. In our school design, these walkways remind students of the importance of routine, self-control, and responsibility. This aligns with John Locke's view that education should focus on forming good habits and moral disciplines, which are essential for becoming a responsible member of society. Finally, the environment is enriched with moral symbols and Latin mottos, such as virtus meaning virtue and disciplina meaning discipline. These visual elements constantly reinforce civic values, moral behavior, and social responsibility. Students are reminded that education is not only about academic success, but also about becoming ethical and disciplined individuals, which was a key goal in both Roman education and Locke's philosophy. Overall, the environment and architecture of our school combine Roman discipline and civic purpose with Locke's emphasis on character formation and practical learning, creating a space that supports effective TESOL learning while developing confidence and responsibility students.
As for the values and virtues is number one, character over content. Virtue as the goal, which is education should focus on building self-control and using reason to manage emotions. The second one is the gentleman. The aim is to form a person with wisdom, honesty, and strong moral character, not just by academic knowledge. The third one is
develop moral judgment. Students should learn how to judge what is right and what is wrong. And the last one is lead by example. Parents and teachers must show good behavior because children learn from them. The second one for values and virtues is tabula rasa. Mind at birth. A child is born without built-in knowledge. The second one is role of experience. A child experiences an environment shape their thinking and morals. The third one is importance of early education. Early training strongly influences habits and attitudes. And the last one for tabula rasa is learning by observation, which is children learn by watching and copying others. The third one is moral discipline and self-denial. The first one for moral discipline and self-denial is governing desires. Children must learn to control desires that go against reason. The second one is internalization. They should develop inner moral values, not just follow rules blindly. The third one is self-control through practice. Patience and discipline develop through repeated practice. And the last one is understanding consequences. Children should understand that every action brings results. And for number 4 is learning through habit. The first one is habit formation. Repetition helps children build good habits. The second one is gentle instruction. Teaching should match the child's nature and avoid harsh punishment. The third one is reinforcement of good behavior, which is praise and rewards them to encourage them to do positive actions. And the last one is practice over memorization. Learning by doing is more effective than memorizing facts. And the last one for values and virtues is rationality and utility. The first one is reasoning with children. Explain the reasons behind rules to build thinking skills. The second one is practical knowledge. Teach subjects that are useful in daily life, such as math and geography. And the third one is decision-making skills. Guide children to make wise choices. And the last one for rationality and utility is problem-solving abilities, which is give children chances to think and solve real-life problems. That's all from me.
Okay, I'm sure you might be wondering, how does our Heritage Academy blends ancient foundation with modern philosophy? So actually in Heritage Academy, this is a school that combines values of ancient Romans education with John Locke's modern philosophy of learning. This is to create a balanced and meaningful schooling experience. So how does Heritage Academy achieve those two ideas? First, by promoting discipline, leadership, civic responsibility, and strong moral character inspired by the Roman education. Next is we uses debates, public speaking, and community service to prepare our students for social roles. In our school, we also apply Locke's idea of learning through experience, practice, and habit formation, because he believed that learning should come from experience, reason, and habit formation. So, teacher also should be a guidance, and lessons should be engaging and also practical and also student-centered. In our school, we also encourages the students to develop a critical thinking as well as observation and hands-on activities rather than just learning theories or memorization. Next, our school also will ensure classical wisdom remains relevant in this modern world. So, I'm sure that in this modern era, the modern ways of teaching may be significantly important, maybe significant, but the ancient ways of learning has also its own benefits and can also be applied in this modern teaching. So when you blend all of these two, when you blend the the classical way of teaching and today's modern teaching, it can create a very effective learning to the children and will produce students that are socially responsible, think critically, and also prepared for future challenges. That is all for our school introduction. I hope that the parents can consider sending your kids here, because I can guarantee that your kids will come out to be a very meaningful human being, very high in IQ, EQ, practical learning, you name it. So if you got any question, please do not hesitate to ask. Thank you for listening.